Hi everyone, welcome to the lesson overview for lesson 4.3, which is the penultimate lesson in our lesson plans. This lesson's goal is for students to be able to analyze their personal decisions and the elements that led to those decisions in relation to a dilemma. So we're going to be building in this lesson off of the worksheet that students completed for homework in lesson 4.1. And what that worksheet asks them to do is to describe and analyze a difficult decision or a dilemma that they faced in their personal life, some of the factors related to it, and some of the insights that they might have based on what they've been covering in the lesson plans as a whole. So just to give you an overview of how this lesson is structured and some of the things that I might keep in mind if I were doing this in a classroom. So first, you're going to give students a little time probably to read over the dilemmas that they described on that worksheet from lesson 4.1 that they completed for homework. You might need to just give them a moment to read over what they wrote, refresh their mind about what insights they had, and then you're going to be facilitating a kind of discussion or brainstorm within the class about how students might have had particular insights related to those scenarios. So just solicit students' answers about what students might have been thinking about as they analyze those dilemmas. So, what factors did they really take into account when they were faced with a difficult situation? And we have here some examples that you might be able to use to really get the conversation started. So, maybe students were thinking about their expectations that they might have been faced with from others and in the situations that they contributed. Maybe they were thinking about rules they have to follow. Maybe they were thinking about loyalty to others. So, really just try to surface from the whole class what students might be thinking about. And you want to record these answers in a visible space so you can create a list or some other visual that students can refer to and really make sure that everyone's answers are represented there. And then from there, what you want to do is give students some individual time to really be creating a mind map. And we have a link here to a mind mapping tool. This is some kind of visual representation of how students see these different pieces or factors that they might have been thinking about in relation to the dilemma and how they navigated it, how those pieces fit together. There are different ways that you might want to create a mind map. And I would recommend that you leave that task open to students and how they might want to be contributing to what a mind map means for them. So there might be creative ways to do that, maybe different softwares or platforms that students would want to use. Maybe you're aware of some other tool other than the one we've linked to here that you think works really well for a mind map. This could be digital. It could be something that students do in hard copy. So I would recommend that you leave that kind of open. But really, what it's meant to be is some kind of web, some kind of way of analyzing the different factors that the students had in mind about how to navigate dilemmas so they can see how those pieces fit together for themselves. And so give them some individual time to be doing that. You might want to yourself model what something like this could look like, or at least get it started a little bit for students so that they have an idea of what the task is supposed to look like and what they're supposed to be doing. And then at the end, once students have had, maybe 15 minutes is our recommended time here. You can lengthen or shorten that depending on how long you feel students might need. At the end, you want to debrief together. So just give students some time to discuss again in the full group. What did they notice about how they make particular decisions when faced with a difficult situation or a dilemma? Was anything surprising? And maybe what insights did they gain from this process and from the mind map? And of course, add the mind map to their portfolio that they've been keeping all along in these lessons. And then finally, you want to present them with the homework assignment. So the homework is a What is My Mission worksheet. And that's a chance for students to really be synthesizing everything that they've done related to the dilemma's exploration and be thinking about how they want to take those insights that they've gained today, thinking about how they might navigate tricky situations, and really put that into a mission statement for themselves about who they are and where they want to be going. So there are a couple examples of mission statements here. You might want to add to that example in explaining the homework a mission statement that you have as an educator or in your personal life. You might want to, again, model that for the students. And then just make sure that they understand these questions that we're asking them in guiding them towards the creation of a mission statement. So what's important to them? Where do they want to go in life? What do they think the best could look like for them? And how do they want to act? And how do they want people to describe them? So they'll write their mission statement and then they'll do a little bit of metacognition around it, an example of what that could look like and what it means to do good work in relation to that mission statement, why they created that mission. And again, there are alternatives available here if you'd like to give students some different ways of engaging in this activity. So they could create maybe, again, a visual representation rather than writing here, maybe like a poster board, something like that. They could also create some kind of video explaining what that looks like and what their mission is. So I hope that gives you some ideas about how to engage with students about this lesson, about what they'll be doing in their mind mapping, and in that homework assignment. Thanks.